I asked a company that sells gold, why do you sell gold for the US dollar when the dollar is becoming worthless and Russia and China are going to brick? They couldn't answer my question. Gold is worthless unless you can find a buyer. I'd rather have beans and bullets. Well, believe it or not, this is actually a really simple question to answer, and we're going to talk about that in today's video, but also we are going to talk about what silver would look like if it hit a new all-time high. And I don't just mean a nominal all-time high, I mean a new all-time high adjusted for inflation. Well, let's get into that, but really quick, if you're new here and you want to learn more about silver and gold stacking, do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe and help us continue to grow. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers, and I'd love for you to be one of them. My channel is sponsored by sdbullion.com. New customers can get their first order of gold or silver at spot by going to sdbullion.com/new. All right, so I want to start by answering that question at the beginning of the video, and then we will talk about what silver might actually look like if it hit a new all-time high. But that initial question essentially boils down to this. Why do coin shops accept this stuff right here? Why do they accept US dollars for gold and silver when they believe gold and silver is real money and the US dollar is trash? Well, it's a very, very simple question to answer. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of blown away if he was not lying and they really called a coin shop and they really couldn't answer the question. I believe that most coin shops could easily answer that question. But the truth is that believe it or not, coin shops are businesses. Businesses have expenses. Let's think about this. You have rent and utilities and taxes that you have to pay. You have to take care of yourself and a bunch of other expenses wrapped up in there as well. Most of those people, and I do understand that there are exceptions. So don't say, oh, well, my gas station undertakes silver. I understand that. But the majority of businesses, the majority of creditors do not accept gold and silver as payment. They accept this stuff right here. So obviously a coin shop has to earn these to be able to cover those expenses. Now, many of the coin shop owners that I know, that I talk to, also have their own stacks of gold and silver, just like this right here in my hand. They do, in fact, believe in gold and silver. They believe in gold and silver as real money, just like I do. But they also understand that as a business, they have to work within the way that the US uses dollars for exchange for goods and services. It is really, really simple. And coin shops, let's say, for example, this coin right here, we're going to round it and say gold sitting at 2,700. Let's say that the coin shop paid $27.25 for this coin right here. They turn around and they sell it for $28.25. They have $100 profit. All right, well, out of that $100, they have to pay their employees, they have to pay their utilities, they have to pay their overhead and expenses, they have to save for taxes. They're left with a little bit, they have to pay themselves. What do the coin shops do with that money that they make, with that extra money that they make on top of covering all of those expenses? Well, of course, they buy more silver and gold so that they have more product to be able to sell people, to make more of this stuff, to buy more of this stuff. It's a continuing cycle. And as long as the US is still based around the US dollar, any business, regardless of what they deal in, is going to have to accept these and use them to cover those expenses. And I'll be honest, every time I see this comment, and I do see it multiple times every single month, it's always written in a way that sounds like they have a gotcha moment. In other words, they believe that they found the whole got you. Here's a question that you cannot answer. And so it shows that gold and silver is worthless. And in reality, they just clearly don't understand how the US works. They don't understand how businesses work. It's very simple, as I just explained. So let's move on from that and talk about silver and what it would look like if it hit a new all-time high right now. So when talking about silver's all-time high, you have to remember a couple of different things. There are two different numbers. There is what's called the nominal all-time high, which is just the raw dollar amount. And that occurred, in my opinion, in 2011 at $48.46. Now, many people will argue that the real all-time high for silver was actually in 1980 when it hit $49.45, as you can see on this chart. But the difference between January 17th of 1980 and what happened in 2011 is 1980 was a manipulated market by the Hunts brothers. 2011 was totally different and happened generally through market trading, although I'm sure there was some manipulation happening there as well, but nothing like what happened in 1980. But for fun, just for the people that do want to see what 1980 would look like if we adjusted it today, we will talk about that in a little bit. But for now, let's focus on today versus 2011. So what I want to do is show you what a kilo is worth today and what 90% is worth today. Then we'll look at what it would be worth if we hit a new nominal all-time high, or if we matched it, I should say. And then we will look at what the price would be if we adjusted the 2011 all-time high for inflation and actually hit a new true all-time high. So if we take a look at 90% silver today, you can see the current spot price at 10 a.m. this morning as I'm recording this video is $34. Now, if you multiply that by 0.715 to adjust for the copper and the weight of 90%, that means every single dollar face value that is $2.50 or 4 quarters or 10 dimes has a roughly $24.31 worth of silver in it. Now, if we look at the kilo, which has 32.15 ounces of silver, you can see that today that is $1,093.10. But if silver were to hit a new nominal all-time high of 48.46, or if it were to match it, I should say, 90% silver would be trading for $34.65 per dollar. That's without any premium whatsoever. That means that every half dollar is 17 bucks. That means that every quarter is $8.50. That means that every silver dime is $3.46 or $3.47. But what happens if we hit a brand new real all-time high? In other words, a high that is adjusted for inflation. At least according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, we all know that real inflation is probably higher than what they put on their website, but this is the best that I have to go on for the course of this video. But let's say we hit a new real all-time high. That would mean silver would need to be right now $67.94. And if we look at that on a kilo, this kilo right here, $2,184.27, almost 2,200 bucks. If we zoom out and look at 90% silver, $48.58 per dollar. That means every half dollar, 24 bucks, every quarter, $12, every dime, $4.80. And if you think about it right now, silver is trading at 34, the actual all-time high adjusted for inflation, 67.94. Silver's not even halfway there yet. All right, so maybe it is halfway there, but only if you believe in the official inflation numbers put out by the US government on the Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation calculator. I think both you and I can agree that that's probably not accurate, and I would imagine that inflation is much higher than it shows right there. But let's take a look at 1980. As I promised, for those people that believe that 1980 was a true all-time high, let's go ahead and adjust that for inflation, at least based on their numbers, and see what that would come out to. So if we take 49.45 and plug it into the inflation calculator from January 1980, it comes out today, and keep in mind this only goes for a full month, so we can't do October yet. It goes to $200.41. So if you plug that in and do the math for 90% silver, that means 90% silver right now would be $143.29 per dollar. That would mean that every half dollar would be $71.64. Every silver quarter, $35.82. $14.33 just for a silver dime. That would be absolutely incredible to see today. And if we scale that out and we look at a 1 kilo silver bar based on $200.41 per ounce, we are looking at $6,443.18 just for this 1 kilo silver bar. So just to be very clear, as you guys probably know, I do not believe that 1980, I kind of already said it, is a true all-time high price, but it's very interesting to see what it would be like if we had that happen again. If we saw silver hit $200 an ounce, it's crazy to think that a silver dime would be 14 bucks. I mean, that is phenomenal. Would that happen again? I have no idea. But looking at true all-time high based on 2011, we still have a long way to go. And the whole point of this video is to show you that while silver is making gains, and it is certainly gaining in value, it is not anywhere near where it needs to be. And it's barely even halfway there. And again, like I already said, that's adjusted for the Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation calculator. I think we all know it's higher than that. So let me know with a comment down below what you guys think. Did you like this video? Did you learn something? And if you did, do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe. I definitely appreciate you being here, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.